Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're stepping back in time, looking at the real early days of psychology, specifically reaction time.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff how they first tried to quantify something as basic as how fast we react. It seems simple, but it's not.
Exactly. And that's our focus today. A study from way back in 1894, it's by A.R. Hill and R. Watanabe, called Sensorial and Muscular Reactions.
Right. Published in the American Journal of Psychology, a classic source.
And they were digging into this idea of different kinds of reaction times.
This distinction between what they called sensorial, where you focus on, say, the sound you're about to hear, and muscular reactions.
Where the focus is more on just getting ready to move, right? Like prepping the finger to press the key.
Precisely. And the big question Hill and Watanabe had was, is this difference people were seeing just because of the specific button or key they were using?
Okay. So was the tool itself creating this effect, or was it genuinely about how our attention works?
That's the nub of it. And it stemmed from this observation by Dr. Dessoir back in 1892. He'd noticed something interesting.
Oh, what was that?
Well, he found it hard to see that sensorial muscular difference when people reacted just by, touching fingers together.
Oh, okay.
But he could see it when they used the standard telegraph-style key.
Huh. So the type of movement, the instrument seemed to matter? That definitely makes you wonder if it's all just mechanical.
Exactly. So Hill and Watanabe set out to test this directly in their 1894 study. Could they find that same difference using other reaction methods?
Like what? What did they try?
Well, beyond the standard key, they used Dessoir's finger key idea, reacting by opening the thumb and index finger.
Right.
And even Cattell's lip key, where you react by opening your lips.
A lip key. Wow. Okay. So different muscle groups, different actions entirely.
Exactly. If the difference showed up across all these, it suggests it's not just about the specific key press, it's something more, mental.
So how did they run these experiments? This was 1893 when they were doing the actual testing?
Right, over several months. They used a hip chronoscope, a pretty precise timer for that era, to measure the reaction times. They apparently had a von Fallhammer too, initially, to calibrate things, but it broke. So they relied on the chronoscope, though they were cautious about its absolute accuracy.
Sensible. And the stimulus, what were people reacting to?
It was always the sound of electric hammer dropping, a consistent auditory cue.
Okay. And who were the subjects in this?
There were 9 of them. Hill and Watanabe themselves took part, plus 7 others, Miss Fanning, Miss Hannum, and Messrs. Irons, Knox, Major, Schlapp, and Titchener.
And they had them practice quite a bit, didn't they?
Oh yeah, it's a structured routine. 4 series, 20 reactions each, for both sensorial and muscular types across different days. And crucially, they were told explicitly, focus on the sound or focus on the movement.
Right, setting that attentional focus. And the movements themselves, you mentioned the finger key and lip key. How did the standard one work?
The standard key was just a quick snap of the index or second finger off the button. Dessoir's key involved opening the closed thumb and index finger. And the lip key, opening closed lips. Different actions.
Okay, got the setup. So what did they actually find? Did the difference hold up?
Well, after checking their chronoscope's consistency, they looked at the reaction times. And yes, generally they did still see a difference.
Even with the finger key?
Yeah.
And the whip key?
They presented detailed tables. Table V, for instance, shows muscular reactions with the Dessoir key, and Table 6 shows the sensorial ones. For most participants who could do both, there was a time difference, often quite noticeable. The average difference varied a bit depending on the key, but it was there.
Interesting. So it wasn't just the standard key showing this effect?
Seems not. They also noted some individual quirks.
Like what?
Well, one participant, F, often reacted too soon, premature reactions. Another, S, had really variable times for the sensorial type. Participant I apparently struggled to even do the sensorial reaction properly, couldn't maintain the focus. And K showed almost no difference and had huge variations in timing generally.
Which suggests?
Well, it suggests, as they pointed out, that maybe not everyone is cut out for this kind of task. It might require a certain mental disposition, as they put it, an enlage.
So the big conclusion from Hill and Watanabe?
Their main point was clear, that sensorial muscular difference, it's not just an artifact of the specific reaction instrument. They found it, on average, with 3 different types of keys involving different movements.
So it points towards something more internal, related to attention or mental set.
Exactly. And they confirmed that idea that some people just seem better suited to these tasks than others. If you didn't have the right sort of volitional temperament, Practice didn't necessarily help you show that clear distinction.
Fascinating. So even back in 1894, they were showing that reaction time isn't just a simple reflex. It's tangled up with attention, maybe even personality or cognitive style.
Precisely. It highlights the complexity right from the start of experimental psychology. It's not just stimulus in, response out. There's a person in the middle with their own way of approaching the task.
It really makes you think. If these subtle individual differences show up even in these very basic, controlled lab tasks from over a century ago, what other hidden factors unique to each of us might be shaping how we perceive and react in the complex situations we face every day?
That's a great question to ponder. Definitely food for thought.